What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I thought it was important to do a video on this topic, and it is religion versus spirituality, right? Because I feel like there's a big misconception. I feel like people get these concepts like confused all the time, or it's just a thing, right? We stick labels on things and we want to just judge it. So with the difference between spirituality and religion, in my eyes, in my book, is that spirituality can be anything depending on who you are. Anything that gets you connected with your soul's energy, anything that is connecting you to your spirit or has you moving closer to your spirit's energy, that pure vibration. You don't have to have a specific thing or person or name or whatever that you praise or call God or whatever. It's probably different depending on who you talk to. Some people believe in no God, but just different energies and elements and stuff like that. Other people believe that they are their own God. Stuff like that, right? It can look so different depending on who you talk to, because everybody has such different experiences with life, and that shapes their beliefs and their opinions and all that, right? So religions, I grew up religious, I guess Christian, like not diehard Christian or anything, but my parents, my mom would take us to church at Christmas time, and she would do a prayer with me every night before I went to sleep, and she would have me talk to angels and stuff like that. So we were pretty like religious in the traditional sense. But as I got older, just certain concepts and certain things about Christianity just didn't resonate with me, and that was kind of the aspects that are a little judgy. I didn't like the whole vibe of, you're a sinner, you need to now come beg for forgiveness, and hopefully God will forgive you, and hopefully he'll let you into heaven. And I didn't believe that there was a good or an evil. I believe that there's a million shades of gray. I believe that good people can make bad decisions, and I believe that bad people can make good decisions, right? To me, I was always like, whoa, this is a little like intense for me. But I did like other things, like the baptisms and stuff like that. That's kind of like Christians form of like a cord cutting ceremony, in a sense, right? So I love stuff like that. But yeah, just overall, and don't get me wrong, like I'd be in church and the pastor would be talking about a certain concept, and ooh, I'd be like almost vibrating, because I'm like, yes, I really needed to hear that right now, right? I believe that a lot of like pastors and a lot of, people that want to speak the word of God or whatever, I do believe that the universe is speaking through them. I believe that they're channeling that, whether it's from their own soul or from an outside source or whatever, right? It's that divine knowledge. It depends. I mean, I don't want to say every preacher out there in every church, because we all know that there's some messery that goes on in the churches, and there's a lot of greediness that goes on in the churches as well. But with that being said, I don't believe that every church, every religion is just bad, right? And I do, even if I don't agree with a certain religion, I do appreciate the fact that it gets people to get together and, kind of just practice what they believe. To me, it doesn't matter what shape or form you're practicing a form of spirituality. That's just how you choose to practice your spirituality. You choose to identify with the specific group of like religion, right? But that's just how you choose to express your spirituality, and I can't knock it, right? I don't knock any of the religions, because there's been, out of all the religions I've learned about, there's been something within each of those religions that I liked, that resonated with me. But with that being said, there was something within every single one of those religions that did not resonate with me, right? I couldn't fit into a category. I couldn't pick just one place. And this is why I was directed to spirituality, because I wanted to basically do my own thing. I wanted to be a religious entrepreneur. I didn't want to just do the regular religion thing and fall into line and believe what everybody else believed. I wanted to be able to have the freedom to believe exactly what I want to believe and not have the next person judge me if they believe something different. And that's, that's where spirituality versus religion comes into play, because most religions have a specific like set of rules that you can and can't do if you're going to be like a person of God or whatever, right? And a lot of churches even go as far as to like banish people from the church, or they'll find out that somebody was like unfaithful to their wife, and then they'll banish their family from the church and all this stuff, right? But it's like, I just sit back and think, like, the people that don't make the best decisions, aren't they the people that you need to have the most compassion for, because they're going through all this drama and all this stuff? All the people that follow all the rules, and all the people that don't have any drama in their life, and all the people that are following all the commandments to a T and doing everything they're supposed to do in the eyes of the church day in and day out, it's like, they're good. You don't need to, they're good. They're set in their practice. They know what they believe. They're living their best life that they want to live. They're like religious and whatnot. Like, they're good. You don't need to, I guess, keep reinstilling that religion in them. It's nice to go like practice and worship and talk to like-minded people with the same beliefs and interests, but don't you think that the guy that was being unfaithful needs God a little more needs God a little more than the people that don't have all the drama? Because clearly he made a bad decision. Not only is everybody involved gonna need love and support moving forward, especially his family, but people make mistakes, right? I made mistakes, you made mistakes. It's like, for a religion to turn their back on somebody, that's like, they're like, you're not worthy of God, like, you're not worthy of God's love, like, you're shunned from being in our presence. And because we are worthy of it just has crazy vibes, you guys, crazy vibes. So that's my 2 cents on what spirituality is opposed to religion. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about religion or spirituality? Does this resonate with you? Or do you think that I'm being a little harsh on religions? Or what's your religion? Are you more spiritual? And you know what? It's crazy because a lot of people think that spirituality is one religion, like spiritualist or new age spirituality or whatever. Like, if you believe in the chakra system, for example, like, you believe every single thing that everybody else that believes in the chakra system, and that's just not the case. Spirituality is so personalized and so like it's so personalized to your own soul. Like, spirituality means something different for everybody because we all believe different shit. And I would hope that other people that are spiritual don't feel like they are limited to the beliefs of other spiritual people, right? It's really important to discern for yourself what you believe and what you don't believe. Because you could jump on the internet and somebody's trying to take advantage of somebody and get some money, claiming that they're a spiritual teacher, and just I'm gonna teach you all the spiritual stuff, sign up for my course, and say that everything doesn't really resonate with you, but you're like, they're a spiritual teacher, or they're like a clear channel, they are psychic, so they know things that I don't know. Like, no, that just means their info is for somebody else, not for you. Like, don't get sucked into ideas that don't align with your soul. I love learning about all different kinds of religion because you can really pick it apart. You can be like, oh, that's crazy that or that's awesome, or that's like mind-blowing that group of people has that specific ideology or that certain idea of how things work. That's incredible, and that's a fascinating way to think about it. I never would have thought about it like that. It doesn't resonate with me. It's not like my opinion, but I love hearing what other people have going on. It's kind of like learning about what people think about. Some people think there's hollow earth, and then some people think like the earth is flat and stuff like that. I love just knowing what's going on with other humans. I'm like learning about these concepts and why people believe that the earth is hollow, or why they think the earth is flat and stuff. And I believe the earth is hollow, but I don't believe the earth is flat. So I'm listening to all these different concepts, especially flat earth, and I'm like, you know, that's fascinating, and I understand why you believe that. Look at all these points you're throwing out, and look at this and this, and you know, that's great. That's what you believe. They're living over there in their reality, and they're living their truth. That's great. I love it. I love it, even if I don't agree with whatever opinion they have, right? So there needs to be more of that type of energy, you guys. Less judgment, more just us doing our thing, right? Find your own tribe where you fit in that has other like-minded spiritual people, or whatever category that you want to fit into. If you don't want to fit into a category, there's a whole group of people that also don't want to fit into a category, right? Don't, like, we're so limited in the human language. um we experience things, we feel things, we envision things, we have all these other senses going on and all this other stuff going on, but it's hard to just make them into words, right? You think about the best experience you ever had and try to put one word to it. It's impossible, right? So we can get as close as we possibly can with labeling things like spiritual. Like, you know, you can meditate and somebody's like, that's spiritual. That's a label. Like, no, somebody's just observing their thoughts. Some people don't consider that spiritual at all. There's a lot of people within the scientific community that would never even speak that meditation is spiritual, because according to their sciences, they have tangible data, and they look at it from the perspective of wanting to mess with their brain waves in order to affect their body in a certain way, to have a certain like level of health or something like that, you know, to meet a certain goal or objective. But some people don't consider meditation spiritual. Does that make sense? So it just depends on who you're talking to, you guys. The world and your life, the universe, it is what you make of it. It is what you make it, right? So I just cannot stress that enough. Can't stress enough to discern for yourself in this world out here where everybody's trying to capture your attention and capture your energy to utilize for their reasons, right? Marketing, they're trying to play on your emotions, and they're trying to play on certain aspects of your lack, or feed off certain things, feed off, you know, whatever, to sell you a product, to get you to identify with this. It's like a form of manipulation in a sense, right? Marketing is. That's kind of like people, it's just, that's how the world is in general, you guys. So learning to navigate and learning to discern through all the energies and whatnot, it's very important. And religion and spirituality both help people navigate this, help people to know what they believe personally, and that helps you not get sucked into those traps, you guys. Okay, that's I'm rambling now. So I want you to let me know what you think about religion, spirituality, anything you have to add to this conversation, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.